From Delaware's most award-winning radio news team, this is WDEL Video News. Here's Carl Konevsky.
Among Delaware's top stories for Monday, November 19th, the wait is over. It never happened in the regular season, but it will happen in a playoff game Friday. The University of Delaware and Delaware State University will meet on the gridiron in a first-round game of the football championship subdivision playoffs. The 8-3 Hens will host the 10-1 Hornets Friday afternoon at 1:30, with tickets on sale at both schools beginning today. Del State, champions of the Mideastern Athletic Conference, qualified automatically. Delaware didn't earn the Colonial Athletic Association's automatic bid, but secured one of the 8 at-large tournament spots. A new Delaware law that allows victims of child sexual abuse to seek damages for abuse that occurred years ago is facing constitutional challenges from attorneys representing Catholic Church officials. The legal fight centers on a provision in the law that allows a 2-year look-back period during which lawsuits previously barred by the statute of limitations can be brought again. Attorneys for the church officials believe the provision violates the defendant's constitutional rights to due process. William Kelleher says it could set a precedent for reviving other lapsed actions, and that similar laws in other states have been found to violate due process rights. Kelleher represents Norbertine priestly orders in Delaware and Pennsylvania in a lawsuit filed by Navy Commander Kenneth Whitwell. If you're subject to the City of Wilmington's wage tax, you'll want to be at a meeting of the City Council's Finance and Economic Development Committee this afternoon. Committee Chairman Norman Griffith says several taxpayers have complained about the way the city determines how much wage tax they owe and the way appeals are handled. Council members and members of the Baker administration will be on hand to listen to your concerns about how the wage tax is calculated and collected, with an eye toward possibly making changes in the process. The meeting begins at 5 at the City County Building. Police in Delaware have long shared information with other enforcement agencies, and this time it worked in a big way. For several weeks, State and Newark police have been trying to solve 3 bank robberies. During the investigation, police shared what information they had with the Delaware Information and Analysis Center. As they continued their investigation, they received a tip from a police officer in Elkton, Maryland, who saw the bulletin from the DIAAC. That tip led police to the home of Stephen Grant. With a search warrant in hand, police arrested Grant and took him into custody. Grant is awaiting extradition from Maryland. When he returns to Delaware, he'll face 3 robbery charges. Coming up, a portion of a city street will become a road less traveled for the near future. WDEL News continues in a moment.
As you look for your college experience, make sure you look at Wilmington College, your key to success.
A man is being held in the Howard Young prison after being arrested while holding $25,000 worth of heroin. Wilmington police arrested Brian Miller Friday. They say the arrest capped a 2-week investigation prompted by complaints of heroin sales in the 500 block of East 5th Street. Police say Miller had more than 2,600 bags of heroin and nearly $2,000 in suspected drug profits on him. They also confiscated his car. County police have arrested an Ogletown man for allegedly selling drugs out of his home while he was on home confinement. Officers went to Takane Barber's home Friday night and found him and 2 others with crack cocaine. Police believe Barber had sold the drugs to the other men. All 3 face drug charges. 2 Wilmington residents face charges for illegally having prescription drugs. While winding up a patrol Friday afternoon in Alban Park, county police saw a car run a stop sign going too fast near where children were playing. One of the occupants also threw something out of the window. Police say it was a package of Percocet, OxyContin, and cash. Shatane Patel and Jennifer Springer are facing charges. Police also seized $3,000 in cash and Patel's pickup truck. Part of North Van Buren Street in Wilmington will be closed starting today for a major project to upgrade the city's water service. WDEL's Chris Carl has the story.
1 block of North Van Buren will be closed between Lovering and Wawasset Avenues for 3 months, although bad weather could delay the project. It's part of the $3.6 million Van Buren water main project, which started in July. Workers are installing a new water main from Cool Spring Park to Lovering Avenue. Some of the infrastructure in that area is more than 100 years old. The entire project should be done by the spring. Chris Carl, 1150 AM, WDEL.
The Eagles win their game but lose an important part of the team. WDEL Sports and AccuWeather are coming up.
What's happening? 2 first-place awards for Melanie Armstrong from the RTNDA, plus Best Website, and our 3rd Murrow Award for Excellence in a row. WDEL swept the Delaware Press Association Awards for Best Newscast, On the Spot Report, Special Programming, and first for Best Interview. But what really gets us jazzed? 2nd and 3rd for TV News. WDEL, where news talk is just the beginning.
In WDEL sports, the NCAA has paired Delaware and Delaware State in the first-round game in the 1AA football playoffs Friday at Delaware Stadium. The two teams have never met on the football field. Del State is in the postseason for the first time ever by virtue of winning the MEAC. Delaware, a frequent participant and 2003 national champion, is returning after missing the playoffs the last 2 years. Kickoff on Friday afternoon is at 1:30 with a national television audience on ESPN. The Eagles kept the Miami Dolphins winless, but also lost their quarterback for more than half the game. Donovan McNabb left in the second quarter with a sprained right ankle. X-rays were negative, but he didn't return. A.J. Feely replaced McNabb and led a pair of second-half scoring drives as Eagles knocked off the Dolphins 17-7. Brian Westbrook rushed for a career-high 148 yards as the Eagles went to 5-5. Next week, they travel to face the undefeated New England Patriots. And Jimmy Johnson finished 7th yesterday in NASCAR's race in Homestead, Florida, but that was enough to give him his 2nd straight championship. Johnson needed to finish just 18th or better to eliminate teammate Jeff Gordon from winning his 5th title. The last driver to win 2 consecutive crowns? That would be Gordon in 1997 and 1998. Your WDEL Delaware AccuWeather forecast. Periods of rain today with a high of 44 degrees. Tonight, cloudy and damp with a low down to 40. Clouds break for some sun tomorrow with a high of 54 degrees. Then on Wednesday, a mixture of clouds and sun and a high of 64. Get news updates throughout the day. Delaware's top stories at the top of the hour on 11:50 a.m. WDEL or anytime right here at WDEL.com. And get WDEL News text alerts sent to your cell phone. Sign up at WDEL.com. I'm Carl Konevsky in for Chris Carl. Thanks for watching.